Hi, Christian. No, you misunderstood me. I didn't say that the Quran, even in Arabic, I didn't say about Arabic. Arabic is perfect throughout the history. For the last 1400 years, there has been no change at all worldwide. So that is the established fact. Even those who criticize, they could not criticize the fact that the Quran in Arabic has any issues. I was talking about the translation. Quran was revealed in Arabic and it's preserved in Arabic, so there's no difference at all. You can take any of the million of the people who have memorized it even today, like myself, alhamdulillah, and I am one of the Maulvis. Actually, I have completed my degree. You have to do a course, which is a basic, as you do any degree in the university. The curriculum is taught to you. If you just do that about 8 years course or 6 years course, that's consolidate everything. It's like your MBBS degree. So obviously after that you would continue to develop on that, and you come to a point where you would understand from the original text what it says as opposed to the translation. So what I was telling you about in the previous note was about the translation, which you misunderstood. The second point you misunderstood was that the above mentioned hadith, not above mentioned hadith. I said the books contain some massively transmitted hadith which are 100%, and those who are not massively transmitted, they remain. And this is the honesty and the robustness of the scholars to declare it like this. Why? Because there would remain, whatever you say and I say, there would remain as a human being. So what you said about, if I say that what is your name and where you come from, all your background, you would tell me about something, and from your memory you would say everything in the best possible way, yet there would always be a possibility of human error. And that is the way we look at things. Now you can only be certain 100% if you heard it yourself with reliable people without having any intervention, and your hearing is good, your brain is functioning all right, and you have at least two witnesses to confirm that with you. And that cannot happen with every statement that people make. So whatever you say, so I saw this particular incident, and you explain and describe, there would remain a possibility that you might have looked this thing, yet you might have looked it wrong. You might have misjudged it. As a human being, people can do that. That is why we say that unless it is massively transmitted, like 5, 7, 8 people saying the same thing, you would not call it 100% certain, because in all honesty, an individual narrating any narrations or story or the talk, there is a possibility of human error. So, keeping that in mind, the best human would ever be getting to the point is in solitary narrations, in one narration, they would only achieve that level 95, 90, depending on their level of precision on and the robustness of their methodology, and the again the retention of their memory as well. So, how good they are generally. So that is just being honest. In all practical purpose, whatever you narrate in the paper or write anywhere, whatever stuff you tell me about yourself or I tell you about myself, about any incident that I've witnessed or I saw, it would just be that much. This is the nature of solitary narrations or individual narrations. So in those books, there are certain solitary narrations, which is majority, and there are certain master transmitted one, and that's the best you need to get. And the master transmitted one would be 100%, because it is not narrated by one person but many people. Obviously, if many people narrating something and they're all saying exactly the same thing at a different time in different places, then that can't be wrong. For example, you have not witnessed what happened in New York with Twin Tower and 9/11 incident, but you've heard it from so many people, I heard it from so many people, it is impossible that all of them gathered on the falsehood. So that is why, that is the nature of massively transmitted narration, that there's no doubt at all. Even human error, even if half of the population telling you the same thing is like, maybe corrupt or liars or whatever, it doesn't matter. But there's so many among themselves that it is completely inconceivable that everyone would got it wrong. Okay, especially in those days when people could not even communicate to each other, and people didn't have it, writing it to someone, and would take weeks and months and whatnot. So understand that very clearly, because you got 2 points wrong from the small talk that I just mentioned above. It was about 9 minutes. You could understand. So if that is the level of our, perception, how much there is. And I'm not saying that you did it deliberately. All I'm saying is, if you can't even listen to 9 minutes talk and pick out the right thing, in fact, you made two big errors there. Perhaps you didn't understand, and that is human nature. That's exactly what I'm trying to say. When individual narrations come to you, there's always a possibility of perception, human error, lapse of memory. Okay, know that very clearly. So I myself, Malvi, Alhamdulillah, so I didn't, Alhamdulillah, I can read and tell you exactly what it says. So we all go through a curriculum, and after that, we develop on that for many years. Okay, hope it clarifies. The Maulvis are generally, the ulama are, they're called scholars, ulama, not Maulvis, actually, ulama, and they are the experts in the subject, as you have expert in the science, in the physics. How do you get your vaccination? Who do you trust for your coronavirus infection or treatment? Doctors. Why? Why do you have to? What is there that they know you don't know? We don't. We, as a doctor, I know a lot about coronavirus, but am I the ultimate say on that? No. Is there anyone? No one is in the whole world. Yet we would be the best that you can get. So there will be limitations to our understanding, but we still remain the torchbearer, ultimate people who you would go to and they would tell you what to take. Your GP, for example, would tell you what to do about your day to day infection or problems. Now, you would not question that. Oh, they're only 90% good. They may have few faults here. No, no. They still are the best for you in the given capacity. Okay. So I hope it clarifies.